My name's not May. My name is Cora Mateo, and I used to work here as a programmer until I did something that I do not regret.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Going into the MonsterVerse, we had to figure out what's the best version of the show. The first question I asked was, does it have to be about the monsters? I think it should be about this messed up family. And it's that journey that takes you into the world of the monsters.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong.
Buenos dias and buenas noches, my beautiful people. This is your favorite Blanco Latino, the Don. Gio here. And holy smokes, I wish I could love this show. I really do. But unfortunately, Godzilla... Oh, it wasn't Godzilla. Monarch Legacy of Monsters is the most middest thing you could ever watch. Unless you've been living under a rock, Monarch Legacy of Monsters is a streaming show on Apple TV Plus, which is understandable because I hardly think anyone has Apple TV Plus besides people who love Apple or got it for free with Apple TV or who work for Apple or got a 6-month free promotion through PlayStation. This guy did. And now the show has concluded as of last Friday with 10 full episodes, and I decided to review the series as a whole. Now let's have a deep dive with the good, the bad, and the Godzilla. Let's start with the synopsis, where the series takes place a year after the 2014 Godzilla film, having the world deal with the repercussions of the San Francisco event. We follow our main protagonist of the 2015 plotline, Kate Randa, who is the granddaughter... My phone's going off. Who is the granddaughter of John Goodman's character Bill Randa from the Kong Skull Island show, which he does make an appearance in the opening scene, and that's pretty much it of him. So Kate, believing her father Hiroshi passed away, she goes to Japan to his old apartment, and she soon discovers that he also had another life with another woman with a half-brother named Kentaro. After some bloody soap opera drama, they go to her father's office in Japan and discovered a bag full of old files. Then Kentaro conveniently knows a hacker named May, which decodes the entire files and which gets the attention of Monarch, and so a small team is dispatched to go after them. Well, really it's one dude and a French lady, but later on it becomes Monarch. But there are evidence saying that their father is still alive, and so they discovered that their dad has an uncle named Lee Shaw, played by Kurt Russell, as they go to him asking for his help, and he agrees. So now they're off to discover the truth to find out if Hiroshi is really alive, while we have the 1950s plotline following young Shaw and his friends, a young Bill Randa and Keiko, the grandmother of Kate and Kentaro, showing us the origin and birth of Monarch.
Okay.
So yeah, after that scuffed synopsis, let's go to the good. First things first, the overall look of the show. Yeah, it looks really good. CGI looks great. Production looks awesome. Comparing it to your normal Disney Plus show, leagues better. The fact that this show has 10 episodes with movie quality level of filmmaking is unreal. Like I said about the CGI, once the monsters are on screen, they all look great. There could be a couple parts where it looks a bit wonky, but overall, the CGI looks amazing. I do love the world building. I think they did a fantastic job building up not only Godzilla vs. Kong, but also dealing with the repercussions after the first Godzilla movie, which we see that Japan is basically armed to the teeth in case Godzilla does show up. And we also see different practices when there is a Titan attack, which I do find very interesting. The 1950s plotline is the best part in the show. Just seeing how Monarch was formed is great. We get to see full context of what happened in the opening of Godzilla 2014. We see how these three individuals started off a bit rough, you know. They were assuming certain things about themselves, which goes both ways, which I really do appreciate. And we see them get closer, and you see that bond form, and the writing between these three characters are fantastic. And them discovering a Titan every time is so cool. The Iron Dragon is probably my favorite original MonsterVerse design. I might be a bit biased because I do love dragons, and plus it looks like what if Noivern was in Godzilla universe. The acting between the three actors are so good. Wyatt Russell playing the younger version of his dad's role is incredible. Does a fantastic job. He was great in Falcon Winter Soldier as well. I'm glad he's getting such a good career like his dad is, and I wish we'd see more of him, but I doubt we'll get that in season 2. The actress who plays Keiko is phenomenal as well. When she reunites with Shaw, finding out that he's really old, and to find out that Bill died, and also her son basically grew up without her.
Billy.
No, Kate. He's gone. He died a long time ago.
That scene between her and Kurt Russell is probably the best acted scene in the entire show. It was definitely the effort between both actors and also the script. But yeah, what more can I say about these three characters? Their chemistry was great. The banter between the three of them were awesome. Get a good few laughs out of it. And the kaiju fights that we get briefly in the opening and also at the finale was also good. Once Godzilla throws down with the Iron Dragon, it was definitely worth it to show that he's definitely the boss that runs the town. There's quite a lot of Japanese speaking scenes, which makes sense since half of your cast is mostly Japanese, but I love them. Those scenes are so good. I don't know if it's the weeb inside me, but there's something very commanding about the Japanese language. When they speak Japanese, I feel like some of the actors, obviously acting is really good, there's a lot more emotion to it, plus it demands your undivided attention, not only because you can read but also how they speak. It's hard to explain, but I just love it when the characters just speak Japanese towards each other, and it's very captivating.
だからもう一回お前たちとちゃんと話してもう遅いっつってんじゃん。何が遅いんだよ。
もうケイトはいないよお父さん。
That is as much of the positives that I could come up with. Now let's go to the negatives. Okay, where to begin? So the first half was Monarch chasing the main characters while the main characters are finding their dad. And about halfway through the series, they do find him, he's alive. And the second half was just a slog. We just didn't know what was going on. All of a sudden, Lee Shaw was sort of the antagonist for the second half because he was destroying the Hollow Earth entrances. And I'm just going, this is just a drastic turn. We started loving this character and then he's doing all this stuff. Doesn't even make sense. And then the kids team up with Monarch now. It's just their motivations just go backwards and forwards. And I know it's like desperate times call for desperate measures, but the fact that they saw their dad and the dad's shooing them away because Godzilla was going to wake up. At first they're going, oh yeah, you know, dad's alive, we can help him, or they're whole happy. Afterwards you go, oh, dad sucks, he ran away, blah. You idiots. He was running away from Godzilla, you morons. Yeah, the first half of the season, the sister just doesn't like dad or just gives the shits. And then the second half, it was Kentaro's turn. He's going, oh, f dad, whatever. And it's so dumb. Which leads to the biggest problem. The humans. Wow. Didn't know I was signing up for a soap opera. A Spanish soap opera. If we had the slapping, to be honest. That would have been more entertaining, actually. I still praise 1950s. That is the best part. I'm talking about the 2050 timeline. Besides Lee Shaw, everyone else sucks. They're all just weird, boring, inconsistent, or straight up
Gotta give it to the guy. He had 2 families and still had time to be obsessed with work.
It was important.
Please. Do you even know what he did?
Software for satellites.
Software for satellites. Ever get invited to take your kid to work day? What do you do anyway? Let me guess. Computer engineering. Something that would make dear old dad proud.
You're a cunt. You're a cunt. Stan says you're a cunt. Cunt. Well, tell Stan enough.
You set up this whole thing with Kate where she has PTSD from the 2014 event in San Francisco where she lost all these kids and it's pretty messed up. But then not long after, she's just being a bitch, giving crap to Kentaro and the dad as well. It was just, wow. For someone dealing with PTSD, you can be such a bitch as well. And that whole PTSD stuff is out the window. I guess once she looked at Godzilla's eyes, she went, oh, he's friend. But yeah, we had a couple of episodes where it just felt like filler. I feel like 3 episodes, to be honest. It's practically the episodes that did not have the 1950s flashbacks. We had flashbacks of each of the main 3 of the present day characters, and all of them suck. Nobody cares. And we had a whole episode dedicated to May. May. I hate this character. She sucks. She's an asshole. She's a hacker lady. Of course, there happens to be a person of color in Japan, in which I know there are people that do live in Japan who are English speaking, but I just feel like we put her in for the sake of having a person of color as a main character. Sorry to be that guy. That's the only time I'm gonna bring this up, alright? But mainly talking about her character herself, she is not likable. She sucks. And her whole episode was such a slog. No monsters show up at all. It was all about her. I do not give a shit about her. And we find out who her real name is, and at the end of the episode, she just goes, oh, just call me May anyways. Basically making the whole episode pointless, with the exception of the Apex stuff, but they pretty much bring that up at the finale, so you could have that be a big reveal at the finale going, oh, it's Apex. And then we have this whole forced romance thing between Kate and May, which, by the way, May is a cheating lesbian bitch. They were basically made for each other. One was a cheating whore, the other one is an asshole. And the whole May, Kate.
Good riddance.
Holding hands, getting close to each other, getting all huddles and cuddles. I feel like someone else wrote the 2015 stuff. This is bad. What kind of romance is this? And the fact that she dated Kentaro, Kate's brother, and they broke up, and now she's going after the sister? This is just fanfic romance writing. I was honestly expecting them to kiss in the finale, but we didn't get it, so oh well. I mean, we did have Kate kiss her girlfriend, and then we find out she was cheating on her anyways, but it definitely felt a bit forced, the kissing scene. It was right in front of the camera, and I'm going, okay, I get it, she's gay. Moving on. Something that we don't give a shit in a Godzilla series. I mean, every time they flirt, it's just cringe, and holding hands, it's just, ugh.
That just makes you a beta cuck.
Arcane did it better, and the fact that Monarch just stands around doing nothing all the time is just ridiculous. Shit's happening and they just sit around and do nothing. And then they decide to send pretty much untrained civilians to deal with Lee Shaw. They try to provide them with a gun just in case, but they went, no, we don't want guns. Maybe you might need guns when you encounter a Titan, you dumb assholes. But I get it. They don't want to be a threat to Lee Shaw or anyone. We definitely get more info about the Hollow Earth, which for a moment I thought they did not watch the movie because the rules didn't make sense, but it turns out it's a different realm, a realm between the Hollow Earth and the surface, which, okay, I give them that. But yeah, at least the 1950s plotline, yeah, there's some human drama, but it ties in with the whole Monarch stuff happening. The 2015 stuff, it's all just this family drama, has nothing to do with what's going on. It just takes time away from the main story with Monarch and all the monsters. It's basically King of the Monsters all over again. There's a reason why that movie sucks. King of the Monsters had cool fight scenes, but the human drama was just the worst. We had a good structure where every episode we got introduced to a new Titan, the first 3 episodes I'm talking about. Then after that, we really didn't get a new Titan until episode 9. I'm not counting the adult version of those bug things. It still counts as one species. And that's it. I thought we were going to get new Titans maybe almost every episode, but they're just episodes where they're not in it at all. And I get it, you got a budget, but come on. At that point, just reduce the episodes from 10 to 8 because it really shows you're just dragging the story. Because the characters already met their goal halfway through, and then the second half, there was just nothing to do. They were just dicking around. We had some filler stuff until episode 9 and 10, shit was actually happening. But I do like the manga joke, that was pretty funny. I feel like we could have had Kentaro and Kate just be full siblings, not half. I don't know, it's just more drama for them to shit on their dad for having two different families, pretty much cheating on each other's wives, because Kate's mom only shows up in one episode and that's it, and had a voice appearance in the first episode, but Kentaro's mom was present for quite a bit of it. It just makes me wonder, well, what was the point of that? Oh, I get it, just for more drama, I guess. Normies eat that kind of stuff, so hey, let's go for it. Let's not just add more kaiju fight scenes, which, as I mentioned before, we only get 2 in the entire 10-episode season of this show.
Let them fight. You just want to see giant monsters fight, don't you? Let them fight.
One at the opening and one at the very end, which was a minute long, which was very disappointing when I first heard about it, but in context, seeing what happened between Godzilla and the Iron Dragon makes sense, so I was satisfied with that, but I wish we had more kaijus fighting each other. But again, no kaiju was introduced after episode 3 until 9, but that was just a brief thing as well, which we get to Godzilla, the big G-Man himself. So Dangerville, which great channel by the way, I highly recommend, have collected all the scenes that Godzilla has been featured in, and his total screen time is over 4 minutes, and he has appeared in 4 episodes out of the 10 episodes of this season.
What the hell? Nobody gives a crap about the humans! Stop cutting away from the monster battles to focus on the humans running around doing their stupid drama! Stop it! Stop it! I think I'm done.
Now, I have said in my -1 review that it was called Monarch, not Godzilla. So I've told everyone to temper their expectations. And personally, I thought Godzilla was going to be a bit more involved with the main plot. You know how you've seen the other movies where the human characters would follow Godzilla to see where he's going? I thought we were going to get that, especially in episode 6 when Godzilla wakes up and we see Hiroshi run away. We don't even know what happened after that. We just see Hiroshi returns the next time we see him, and he just says it just ended badly. It would have been more interesting to see Hiroshi's point of view, seeing what happened with him and Godzilla, but no, we gotta go back to, Dad's an asshole, he ran away. Which, frankly, I don't care. But yeah, I was expecting Godzilla to be at least having 10 minutes of screen time at least, or even less, but yeah, Godzilla was not involved until the finale, where he's the reason why all our characters escape from the realm between Hollow Earth and Surface World. I forgot the name. Godzilla was involved with the 1950s plotline better. In 2015, he's just lounging around. But again, it could be a whole budget thing, because I know having a monster like that, especially in a TV show, is pretty expensive. But hey, isn't that why you pick Apple? Apple's got money. That's the only reason why I see it. Apple's got loads of money to spend. Overall, it's not entirely bad. Half of it is good, half of it is just garbage. It's really meh, but it's definitely better than most Marvel shows that are out there currently, because at least there are characters I do care about, which is the 1950s characters, with a likable actor like Kurt Russell and his son, which both of them do a fantastic job. Overall, should you spend money on an Apple TV Plus a month to watch the show? If you're a Godzilla fan, I guess. But if you're just a normie, nah. I don't think it's worth it unless you're going to watch Ted Lasso. Honestly, that's really the best show that Apple's got. But it does seem we might get a season 2. And let's just see if they heard the criticisms of the season and see if they do better. I doubt that Godzilla would be in season 2, because in King of the Monsters, it is referred that Godzilla has been missing for 5 years. So for all we know, he could be at that realm for a bit. And once he comes out, it's been 5 years already. Who knows? They didn't show Kong for no reason at the end. I'm pretty sure he's going to play a bigger part in season 2, since the season ends with our characters with Apex in the facility in Skull Island. Yeah, I'm basically done. This is basically my overall thoughts of the season as a whole. Pretty much in the middle. I'll probably rewatch some of the episodes I do like, but that whole May episode, I'm just going to skip entirely. What a pointless episode. But yeah, guys, if you find this review entertaining, give that fluffy thumbs up, and also give a subscribe if you want to. But I really appreciate you guys listening to the end. I love you guys so much. What are your thoughts of Monarch if you've seen it, or you just don't care, you just want to wait for Godzilla Kong New Empire, which does seem like a lot of fun. But yeah, just let me know down below in the comments. And after that, I wish you guys a good day or good night. Ciao. Plus, check out Beverly's Godzilla -1 review. It's really good.
Cause the Mexican so gay, he can't even dodge a car. So how did he dodge border patrol? Yeah, cause best made is a dildo.